Here.
Gendorf.
Here.
Black.
Here.
Right.
Here.
Worth.
Here.
Crowitz here. And Frank is excused. All right. Visitors or guests, we have Sean. Sean, you have any comments or concerns? Okay. Any additions or deletions to the agenda? If none, then has everyone had a chance to look at the minutes from last month's meeting?
We approve the minutes.
I'll second that.
All right, motion made and seconded to approve the minutes of last month's meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, everybody got the treasurer's report. Like there's no change or anything for a while, huh?
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion and second to approve the treasurer's report as printed. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Well, it looks like everybody loved that Frozen party.
I saw some of the pictures on the website. It looked like so much fun for the kids.
She does such a great job. The room was just so decorated and everything was just really cool. And then, so she was kind of planning on maybe about 50 people. And 121 came.
Wow.
So she
Does that
said,
include parents?
yeah, that would include, but, they ran out of craft stuff and they, ran out of some of the activities, but they still had games and there was karaoke and there was some games you could play and stuff, so hopefully, but the feedback we got was pretty good, but, I don't know if there were some that were upset because some of the stuff was,
And there's no sign-up sheet for those kinds of things.
I mean, had we guessed, we would have had the same party 2 nights in a row, or,
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
but, we
You
just
don't-
didn't
you
have a
never
clue
know.
that many would come. I mean, I
That's
thought
a
it would
lot.
be really popular, but I never would have guessed. I mean, that's
Well,
like the
I
ice
think
cream
word has
social.
gotten around that she puts on great
That's
parties.
what I kind of wonder too, because.
And the movie in
she
itself
does-
is such
Right.
an awesome thing.
Yeah.
The
Oh my
kids
gosh,
are just
yeah.
addicted
That's
to
the
it.
biggest
So
thing
this-
this season
Yes.
is Frozen.
It is.
I haven't
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
No.
It is it's a cute movie.
Yeah. She
For
said
all
they were-
ages.
They were lined
Mhm.
up for the karaoke and,
Oh,
they.
that's
know all the
good.
songs.
Yeah, and that's what I said, that everybody's gonna wanna sing that, a certain song, and I haven't even seen the movie yet, but they said, everybody's gonna wanna sing that song,
They had, I was at a wedding this weekend and they had some time, they said, okay, now we're gonna play a few songs for the younger set. And it was Frozen songs, cause there were some younger kids there, and they were just, they played about 2 or 3 songs from that for the dance
That
floor.
was cute.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the story times are well attended.
And there's gonna be an author visit coming up, and Mary knows her, I don't know if anybody else does from Weyauwega.
I think she graduated in 1969. So that would be, with Carly's mom was in that class.
Is that a Peters from Freeman?
It is not, it's a different, it's not,
Different than Beatrice.
not the Peters, although they had a Christine.
Mhm.
So there was a little confusion because I think they were both Christines, but one called herself Tina.
What does she write? What kind
Well,
of
there
books
was,
does she write?
there were 2 children's
Two children's
books that
books.
she, a hat peddler and, I can't remember what the other one was. But then she, when she sent she said she sent us a poster, so she sent this poster to Kelly and she had that, and, there was a 3rd book that was a little more, then another one with this bare-chested man, we said, I wonder if we could alter this poster. Says Kelly, she said, Christy, what do you think? I said, yeah, I don't know.
I remember a long time ago,
So she writes different kinds.
I got word that she had written a book, and that would have been like I think a nonfiction book for adults.
Okay, 'cause they were.
That was quite some time ago. Somebody said, you should, look into this because one,
From the area.
yeah.
So, yeah, if anybody wants to come and say hi or anything. It's gonna be on a Friday, 11 o'clock, December 5th. So. Very much. Okay, I called the other libraries about digitizing yearbooks, and I talked to 2 libraries, and they both thought it went very well, and they were glad they did it, and all this stuff, so, they said that they were only gone a couple months. And, so then I went ahead and emailed, Karen Cartwright from the school to see if they have ones that we don't have. And then to see, you know, what the reaction was and stuff, and she sounded kind of, you know, do I have a reaction here? No, I don't. But anyway.
Corinne isn't with us anymore, is she still up here?
Oh, Karen, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, Karen,
Cartwright?
Corinne Cartwright, yeah, she's teaches in Wild Rose now.
Oh, well,
So,
who did I talk to? That's-
Did you talk to Karen Eagletalk?
Oh.
There's another Karen in our high school office that she's got records of all the yearbooks from the beginning of time.
I thought I probably emailed or copied her thing, but I must not have. What was her last name?
Eagletalk, EBLETOFT.
Well, whoever I talked to.
Was knowledgeable of it?
Yes, it was, she was sounding kind of enthused, like
Sure.
it would be really great to do that, and she, you know, because the school would also get a set of the
Mhm.
things. And so I sent her a thing, what we're missing and stuff, to see if we, you know, they have what we don't have,
Right,
and so then
right.
we'd know what to ask for publicly, because I
Mhm.
figured I could I was gonna call her today, I forgot all about this. But I didn't get a response back, because I said I was hoping to know before this meeting, but she didn't get back to me, she probably forgot about it too.
Sure.
So if you guys would have these, because you get them back again, so it's not like a donation, you get them back again, but then if you have written on, you know, personalized, you know, I don't know if you want
Mine
that
are all
out.
written full.
That's what I was gonna say, I don't know if you want that written, you know, in for the history here either. But, or know somebody that would, but, I can maybe send an email out to Barry and I'll copy the email for you when I do find out, and then see if, you know, somebody that
We
would
should
have
have
them.
most of them. I'm.
Right,
Yeah,
and the
you
school
don't-
used to always give the library a copy
Okay,
every year.
sure.
But then I think that fell off at some point.
Yeah, but now, are you getting them
'Cause,
now?
yeah, now we're
Yeah,
buying
what's
one
the
every
time?
year, but we did miss 3, 2006 and 2008. 6 was right before I came, and 8, I would ask for an annual one, but I suppose it hadn't really, you know. And we somehow missed that, and I called later that year, but they didn't have any extras, so.
You did call to see if they had extras for those years?
Yeah, but that was a few years ago that I called, because it was 2008, so I probably called after people were talking about it and had it out, you know, and they must have told me they didn't have extras.
But they have their own copy that could be digitized, right?
But yeah, but that's what I thought, we could at least get them digitized, but there's,
2003 you don't have, those are all
yeah,
the dates that
these,
you don't?
yeah, I can just send this to you if you
Why
want
don't you
me
send it
to.
to me, right? Because
Okay.
a lot of times, but for some years, we have like 2 or 3 of them of the same year in the state, for whatever reason.
Okay, I'll just probably send you the same ones, you'll
Sure.
probably get the.
Okay.
anyway,
You must have
the whole
sent that
school one.
email in October, because you've got November 22nd.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think that's a big deal.
I just have a question.
Oh, yeah.
Going forward, when we, on this, are we gonna send, is this a future thing that we're gonna do?
Well,
with
that's
this
what I was gonna
company,
say.
Or is it something that through the yearbook company, because
No,
they're
it's-
all digital now, I mean,
Yeah.
would they be able to, would they provide us with
Digital yearbook?
something?
I don't know. Johnston's is the parent company that assists schools
Yeah,
with their
yeah,
yearbook.
this is totally different, this is by somebody out in Kansas, Nebraska, or Oklahoma, or somewhere, I can't remember. It's probably on here somewhere. Oh, I've got all the papers, so but it's, you know, totally what they're hoping to do is get good feedback, so they can tell everybody that, you know, give us references or that type of thing. But, so that we're in. It's gotta have Oklahoma. It's in Oklahoma. So, I said we didn't have the final approval to do this. Do you guys wanna do this? Should we pursue this?
think you had good feedback from the two,
Yeah.
libraries that you contacted.
I
So
think
can't see
it's
why
a-
not, if there's no
Yeah.
cost to it.
Yeah, I think it's a great deal. The only thing is, whenever you send something out, there's always a chance of it lost. But, odds are small that'll happen, but there's always a chance that would happen.
Well, if they get lost and somebody finds them, they certainly should know where they belong.
Yeah, right, you think they would?
Yeah.
Really?
Right.
Right, right.
And how would patrons check these out then? It'd be electronic, like on a CD or something?
Yeah,
that
it
they
would be
check
like
out?
a CD or DVD, I guess they're called DVDs, I
Okay.
don't know. And we would each get a copy then, school and here. And I don't know, I think we could make extra copies, so we could keep one in-house and then check one out,
Oh, sure.
is what I'm thinking. What I just asked that, I didn't talk to the company again, but I asked one of the libraries about copying it, and they said, yeah, I think there aren't any copyrights and stuff that you could do that.
And then, some of ours would walk off and not come back.
Yeah, then we
You
still
still
have our
have it.
backup,
Mhm.
and then we could just, make another one. So, anyway, should I pursue this and see? Cause I figured once we'll get whatever the school has or doesn't have, and then we'll ask you guys, and then maybe put something in the paper to see if anybody's got any of these missing, that they would get them back, but they would be digitized into a
Is there a
forever.
time frame that we want to get these shipped out by, or are you flexible
Um,
with?
It doesn't really give us a deadline, so, again, like, I did not call them or talk to them, but it sounded like
Okay.
it was kinda open. If it gets approved tonight to go ahead with it, I maybe do a contact and said that, we'd like to take advantage of this, is there a deadline, or, but we'd like to have time to, collect some missing years or something, at least make an effort to do that. So,
Yeah, send that over and I'll see what I can rustle up.
do for that,
Yep.
and then we'll see what we have. So, I guess I wanna go ahead, or nix or nay, or, yay or nay?
If there's no cost, I don't see why
No
not, except for the
cost.
shipping.
No, and even
no
that's
shipping.
free,
Oh.
but you have to take the time to do it, and you have to package it
Okay.
yourself. But they'll send you a FedEx thing, and so it'll get shipped free too. But you have, the time to
Yeah.
do it, that's all.
Wow, well, I'm in favor of
Let's
it.
go for it, yeah.
You want a motion?
I suppose we should have a motion to do that.
I move that we proceed with digitizing the yearbooks.
One second.
Okay, motion made and seconded to, proceed with getting the music digitized. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay, I don't know if anybody noticed the Indian statue, Scott moved that for us.
Oh, it is moved.
So, and we, there were the two framed information things, and the Indian is between one window, so then I put that in the next two windows, but then I went outside and looked at it, and to me, it kinda looks like one should be moved directly in front of the Indian, but I didn't put it there because it will cover up his feet. That's why I didn't put it there, but to me, it looks like there should be one, or, it looks like there should be one there instead of two over. So what do you guys say? I didn't move
haven't
them.
I didn't look
yet.
at
it. I did move them because I thought they're there now, and it's gonna be a little harder to get the one out, but it's doable, or I wasn't gonna put it there because I couldn't get it
So
out
it's
again.
in the window, is it facing out?
Yeah, it's
So you can see it
facing
when you come
south.
into the
Flavor,
library
yeah,
then,
when you come in.
okay.
Yeah, right up that walkway, right by that machine. And, I'm still not real sure if I wanna move that microfilm thing, When people have to help, they come in on Saturdays and stuff, and then they can help them. If they come in Saturday, they're gonna say, too bad you gotta come in during the week. Which, they probably willingly do, I don't know, maybe they will up with me, but, I don't know, we thought we'd see how this goes first. And then if that does move, I don't know if we wanna leave him there, cause it'd be kind of unprotected. Right now, he's kind of protected by the
Right.
equipment.
Exactly.
So, I don't know, but see how this
For
goes
what we
and see.
spent on that microfit, or that machine, I think we should leave it there for a while, maybe
Okay, so, yeah, it was about
I know it's-
$1,000.
not used as much as it used to be or you thought, but. you got promoted a little bit more too.
That could be. But we did win the first time, but
Right.
I suppose we could put some more in.
I think at one time we had talked about a sign up for it too, so I don't know if we've given it any more thought.
Yeah, and then we could dab it down if we had to
Mhm.
do that, promote. Okay, so we'll kind of sit on it for a little while. Okay, and Tri-City Glass came and installed the door, so that's all in place. It needs to be painted yet, but, I think Frank was gonna go with,
Mr. Coon?
Yes, for next year, cause it's too cold now this year, but I think he was planning on doing that. Got the new computer installed. Okay, I did place that large order to Demco and.
I read that to John. See what a good negotiator
Oh,
we
yes.
have?
I was
That
so
was
impressed.
amazing.
Wow.
I did the math, you too.
Yeah, and I don't know
Yeah,
what
it was-
percent we got to
Oh,
begin
wow.
with, but, you know, it's so much better than a regular order. I mean, a standard order I order every day, you know, is like, 8% or 12%, and they give a pretty good deal. And I couldn't believe the prices when it came back, and I said, oh, usually, I'm really sorry. I usually look at last year's, I must not have done last year.
That was, she did the math, it was almost $700.
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
And then they gave us a little more off, because I said I had to be under 3,000, so they gave us a little more money off.
It must be your voice, Christie. You just,
I don't know.
they can't turn you down.
Yeah.
What else would you, if we like her to negotiate for?
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, I was pleased that they came, now what they
You
did.
should,
and it's
well, you should be.
so good.
Good job.
Good, well, thank you.
Instead, money can be spent elsewhere.
Yeah, I figured that. And, us not knowing really where the budget is, I mean, we still don't really know, but it's closer all the time, but, I've got Poncho coming to clean the carpet, the 5th and 6th of December. State tax forms and federals are both ordered.
Where will the book, talk be on the 5th?
Probably down here, like a story hour, because that's what we're kind of promoting it for.
So he could be in the other, if he's working at that time, he could be.
For,
For cleaning
yes,
the carpet.
well, he thought he'd come, I'm guessing afternoon, and
Oh.
this is in the morning.
Right.
Because he just said that long as we're, he can do this while we're open,
Uh-huh.
that he'd come on Friday and then Saturday for the next. And then, he, kind of wanted a key so he could come in, he wanted to leave the windows open a little bit to let it help with the drying out. So, it's okay to give him a key to come in to do that.
Well, he must have some way to get into our school.
Oh, yeah.
So, I guess I would trust him.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, I trust him, so.
He must be gonna leave the windows open when he leaves, so he must want a key to come back and close them.
Yeah.
Right,
Uh-huh.
right, yeah, and then to check, or sometimes he has fans going on down here, and he might
Yep.
move them or
Yeah.
reposition them or something. Okay, and then of course Janine, and the cabinet got refinished and put back in order, and,
Is it warmer in that corner since the door?
I don't think so. I went over there the other day and I thought, well, I'll just kind of feel, and I thought, boy, it's really cold from this door. So I don't know if the wind was coming there that day or what, but I thought, I'm gonna have to check and see if there's a little air leak there, but, cause it was up above in the corner there, but I thought, well, it shouldn't.
Right.
Of course, it is
So-
on the west side, and that's where the wind comes from.
Yeah, so I thought maybe it was just nothing, but I thought, well, I should come.
Take a candle over there someday.
There you go. There we go.
Oh, yeah, maybe it needs some adjusting.
That could be. I thought about keeping the candle in, but bring candle, okay? But, you know, I was kinda surprised how cold it was, but I shouldn't, I guess, it's metal, you know, in
Right.
case it gets cold. Okay. And then the items, borrowed and stuff, I hadn't put numbers in, I don't think, before, but,
That's amazing, that difference.
yeah, so that's why we get the discount in the thing, but it's almost 3-to-1, 2.98 ratio, so every book we borrow, we send out 3, so that's pretty good.
Is that extremely time consuming for you to?
Not really, I mean, it is time consuming, but, you know, we do it 3 times a day, so
Okay.
it's not, you know, in the summer, we'll get like 80-some in the Monday morning, only Monday morning, because they have the weekend to order them, and then you come in Monday morning and there's a lot of pages. But otherwise, like this morning, I think there were, 4 pages this morning, which is about 40, you know, less than 40, because 40 fit on there, so maybe 35. And then, middle of the day, Carly did it, so I don't know how many there was, but we do it usually morning, middle of the day, and then I usually do it before I leave, and then I'm thinking they probably do it before they close at 8 too, but I'm not sure, they might not, you know, because otherwise we do it.
That's a lot.
But,
Yeah.
yeah. But, you know, the library is fairly small, I mean, it does take a while, but still, it's not that big, so I think it's a really good deal for us, you know.
Hmm. And it shows that we have materials that
Are
other people
popular.
are,
Yeah.
really requesting, that's great.
They came and checked the furnace and the bill, did the bill get on there? Cause I added 2, no, yeah, it was on there before, cause I added 2 after, I printed it.
I think we need to really put that in our budget next year.
The
Furnace, because we've talked about it, and I think rather than getting, we should be proactive rather than waiting till next December or something and it breaks down, or, you know, hopefully. we can
Yes,
do
to
this.
actually buy one.
Yes.
Yes,
Get it
I
hooked
agree.
up in the weather
I
that's
think.
nice, yeah.
Because did I say anything about the rust and stuff?
Yeah,
Did
you
I talk
did.
about that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think it would be a good deal to do it. And, you know, I don't know where our budget is, so, and I don't know if you can buy in advance or not, but, you know, I don't know if we're gonna be low on funds or a lot of funds.
Hopefully we get that info from the city.
No, it's so frustrating, you know, and we got up, but I would think I could have gotten October salaries. I don't know why I couldn't, I mean, you know, we've been paid already, I mean, they know what we've been paid, but I didn't get because then I was gonna print off October then, so we had that month, but we've just got September now, really. And then he said something about health insurance costs that we didn't have them yet. And I thought, oh, I wonder what that's gonna be, you know?
For next year, probably.
Well, I don't know, cause there is a little bit here for, well, no, not in this one, but on some of the
It's probably
other
about
ones.
the increase. We might not have-
Oh, maybe that's what it was.
January first.
Usually they increase on every year.
Cause I was thinking, gosh, if we haven't been paying for that along, that'll be another big deal for you. But yeah, okay, maybe that's what he was referring to. Okay, okay, and then we're gonna try to get on an automatic thing, and I called about that. Oh yeah, and the magazine reorder Excel thing got all goofed up, but, after going home and sleeping on it, I thought of it in the morning, and then I thought, oh, she had an old computer, maybe it was on it, and it was, and so she sent it to me, so now I only have to update it from, I think, July, so that's not I mean, it's takes some time, but it's not that big of a deal, so I was very relieved to be able to get the old, version of it, but somehow, when it switched over to the new computer, it got some extra columns in it, and I moved it all up. Yeah, and should I call Century and tell them to hook up again?
Frank was concerned about this, he raised the issue. Did we switch in the first place because of the city?
Yeah, cause
were.
they said they were gonna switch, that they had said that we were gonna get a better deal, and so they
And
said,
who
well,
are they going with again?
Charter, and and we said, well, should we just wait and switch with you? He said, well, you can do it any time, it's separate, and you could start getting the savings, but we can't because of such a, there was some reasons why they couldn't switch right away. And so then we went ahead with, first we asked for that box for the TV, well, then they had to do some extra stuff for that, then called for that, and then they sent duplicate people out then to the, and I think that's why we got that big coil out front. And I did call, and they sounded like they were gonna take care of it, but the ball got dropped there again, and the double people coming out, I don't know, I'm sitting there, do we wanna switch to these people? Maybe it'll be just fine once, the regular bills will probably be just fine, but, it makes you wonder. I don't know.
Well, if we have the hookup
Mhm.
and everything, why aren't we getting a bill from Charter?
Yeah, I know, and I asked them to switch, and I called them about that, I called them, I don't know how many times I've talked to them, but it wasn't quite ready yet, then it diddled, and they did something else, and they came back and did something else, they redid something, and so, I don't know,
It isn't a release thing with CenturyTel, is it?
I don't think so,
Well,
cause
yeah,
it sounded like,
sometimes they do have to, but you would have been,
you'd think I'd be notified
yeah,
or something.
yeah. Cause they do have to, if you wanna keep the number,
We do.
CenturyTel has to release it, and they play the game. They will, at their own convenience, they'll hold on to it until it finally gets,
Whatever.
yep.
Yeah, okay. Well, should I give them a call again? I just.
It wouldn't hurt.
Okay, call again, okay. And I don't know what the price will be or anything, cause I didn't check into it, they did, so. Okay, okay, and we did get the heating cords, and were they gonna be okay?
I think they'll be okay. The only thing that, technically that outlet that we hooked up out there, and I don't think it is, it should be on a lighted switch. Like, you should be able to turn that outlet on and off from inside the building,
Oh,
and it should have a light on it so that you know, because those things are not something you wanna leave on all the time. It's not like you plug them in and leave them on all winter, because when it's nice out, you don't have to have them running.
Oh.
So I don't know,
Because I just asked him to put an outside outlet on, I didn't,
yeah.
I mean, he knew what it was for, I think, cause we talked about where to put it, and he said, well, most people put it here, so he knew what it was for, but I didn't know
I
anything
guess
about that.
if that wasn't done, it's not on a switch, you don't,
Yeah.
anywhere. I would suggest calling LPs who did it and seeing what it would take if he could do that. To make it a switched outlet with a lighted, inside somewhere so you guys can see it, that it's on, and then you can turn it on and off and feel the need.
Okay, so, would that, since it's on the wall over there, of course, that's on the basement stairway. And it's
Yeah, I
not
don't
on
know
the direct
where,
building.
I don't know where,
How
if
they
he
work.
could, but he must know how he wired that, so if he, I'm not an electrician, but he would have to switch it somehow, if he can. Or if he has to, if it's cheaper to run a different one, you never know.
And you would want it in a semi-secured area, because somebody walking downstairs, let's flip the
Right,
switch.
and you
Well, I
wouldn't
can
want
see
it.
you like, come on, but leave
Yeah.
it on.
Yeah, but you wouldn't want it, you would want it somewhere where you guys are gonna see it on a daily basis,
Yeah.
so that you're aware that it's on, like in the workroom somewhere,
Mhm.
it's just
So
a
the
switch
workroom.
that has a little red toggle on it, and it'll light up when it's on, and it'll be off when it's not on.
Okay.
We don't have that at our house, but that's because we don't have it, we've gotta plug it in and out, but,
Right.
at home you can do that, but I don't think in a public place we should count on that happening all the time.
That's just one more thing to try to remember.
Yeah.
Right, and even the switches, but that's why they put the light on it, it's kind of a dummy light, so you know it's on, so if
Yeah.
hasn't snowed for 3 days and it's sunny, you don't leave that run.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably want some guidelines once we get hooked up
Yeah.
as to when to turn it off, on
Yep.
and off, because I'm
Right.
not that familiar with it. Okay. Okay. Is it okay where it is? Because do you want one up higher or the one low?
I don't know that.
Okay. But was it you or him that talked about the loop and the
Yeah.
plug-in? You're the one that told me that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you plug it in and then you loop it.
So
We always put a
water won't-
drip loop on it, so the water doesn't run off and down into the outlet.
That's right. Okay. Okay. Okay,
I'll double check with him on that, if they have to run a new one if there would be a better location,
Or leave it as it is?
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let's see here.
It might depend on what, if Greg comes, I don't know who does that for penalties, but,
Mhm.
you know, where there's access, or what would be the easiest way to do that, if it can't be run off that outlet, if they gotta run a new one. in a
Then at
different
the other,
location.
yeah, if it was done at the other end, it would be like closer to the workroom, but,
Right.
and that would almost seem uphill because it goes, I don't know if that makes any difference, probably not.
Well, yeah, you wire it and then you run it all along the roof, wherever, and then you bring it back in the gutter and down. So you start at one end, you run it on the roof, you put it into the gutter itself, and then you run it back down the downspout.
This would go, you know.
So
look
wherever it
twice.
starts is where it should end.
Okay.
So that is in a good spot.
For that.
That location is a good spot because it's at the end of the downspout.
Mhm. Okay. Okay, so if they can do that and still put one in the workroom.
The switch.
The switch,
Yeah,
yeah.
if they can switch it somewhere.
Okay.
That would be nice.
Okay. Oh, we can do as ask.
Yep.
Okay, and I did, call Cindy Danke today and I put the money in an envelope so she can pick it up. So I did add it to the end of our month, which don't have it yet.
Frank said you knew about the brickwork.
Yes, and he came today and, we talked about it. I left my note upstairs, but he said that they could either buy bricks to match or take that other brick area, take bricks out of that and then tear it down and then take bricks to mend from that. And he thought that he could probably match it pretty good. He'd take a sample with him and he thought he could match it pretty good. And then he wanted to know if we wanted that other part taken down then, if they weren't needed to fix it, do we want that taken down or just left there? And he said it'd be cheaper to take it down and haul it away than to try to fix that up, because almost the whole top row on the south side was
Yeah,
damaged.
deteriorated, yep.
So,
Aren't
I
those
said,
bricks, aren't those bricks good for anything then?
I don't know if you have to chip off the mortar, I mean, you know what I mean, to clean them up, to do that? I mean, if he's gonna tear it down, maybe we will find enough, but it almost sounded like, I don't know. But he said he'd send us an estimate, and, then I said, well, can you kind of distinguish it so we know what the tear down thing is, or if you fix that, you know, and definitely fix that side. So hopefully he'll have that, so we can get what we want. And he said waterproofing is the main thing, and he said it doesn't last forever, you should maybe like every 5 years get it resealed or something, and so that's probably kind of what happened, because
I'm sure nothing's ever been done to
so I
it.
was gonna say, not since I came anyway, and but, you know, so we looked at it from the inside, well, you see that crack there and that crack, well, all that's all leaking, and that's why all this is happening, and so that's gotta be sealed up and, you know, this and that, and, so, you know, he was gonna, okay, and then the estimates and the waterproofing, and then, Frank said to get us on in the spring, but flexible, if you wanted to squeeze us in, they want an hour here, hour there, whatever's fine, so I can.
Frank
indicate
really
that.
liked dealing with him.
Yeah, he seemed real nice, you know,
And that was Barron's?
Yeah, yeah, so anyway, he was just here today, so we'll probably get the estimate, I would guess, in a couple weeks, I don't know.
It isn't anything that we'll pay out of this year's budget, though, is
I
it?
don't think so, unless they'll let us set us aside for that if we have extra money, you know, maybe we would, I don't know, I kinda doubt it.
Yeah.
But, you know, the same thing with the furnace, if we say we're gonna buy one, if we have extra money, I don't know if they'd let us set it aside, and we are gonna buy one next year, can we set this for that?
Didn't we do
It'd be
that for
nice even if
something
we
else?
could make a down payment on.
I thought we
For
did
the
that for
dock.
something
Yeah.
else,
You
and we
know,
had money
like
left,
pay
and
down on
they
it
let us
and
carry it
then-
I
over.
think, yeah,
I don't remember
Yeah.
what,
So-
but it was.
Yeah,
I
we
think
did
Frank
that.
seemed to think we could carry things over.
Yeah, as long as we have specific
Use for it,
use
so.
and a
So it might
estimate.
be.
Was it landscaping, some landscaping stuff?
So, came up once before. On Sunday.
And then, but thank you, Master Gardeners, I'll leave that for correspondence. Any other questions or comments about, oh, I did have some more, just a minute, I'm not done yet. Okay, I called, the book people again to see if they were interested. And, she said, well, she said, I've been thinking about you, but she said, more or less, no. She said they keep them at this one elementary school that was closed down, but she said, we just found out last week that they passed a thing, they're gonna start a charter school. And they're gonna have, X amount of people, and that school would work really good for that, because the next couple, they're gonna add more people to it or something. Anyway, they said the size of the school would work just perfect for that. So, we haven't heard from them yet, but she said, I suspect that we won't be able to store our stuff there anymore. So, anyway, she didn't wanna get these if they would have to move it somewhere else. So, she just kind of in limbo. She said she's not sure what's happening, but she was afraid they might have to move their stuff out. She said their lease or whatever is up, I think June, it was summer anyway, and she has a feeling that they'll have to move it out. But if
So
not,
you think we should go about the business of, packing some up or
Yeah.
disposing of them some other way, or?
I can keep taking some more up. I just refilled it again today. It was empty except for a couple magazines, so I refilled it again today. But, yeah,
Well, yeah, if we're just gonna toss them,
Yeah,
we
we
might as well
can't-
give them away.
yeah,
Exactly.
but you can't give that many away either. I mean, I don't know if there's anywhere else we can put them.
Well, do we wanna go through again what's there?
Yes,
And see
I
what
think so.
we should be keeping?
I think so.
Because it's already filling up in there, and I haven't
Well, if they're popular.
weeded the whole library yet either, so, and I've got a lot of books in there already, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do other libraries do with theirs? Had you made any contacts? I know.
Not really, when I was talking to her, I said, we've been doing it for years. He said, yeah, I said, we used to have you come when I was in Amherst. Yeah, we still get theirs. I thought,
Well, it's closer.
Yeah, and they wouldn't have as many either, but, and they've probably been doing it for years and years, so I don't know. And, plus they got it before they heard this. I said, yeah, I should have called a couple weeks ago, because they probably would have said they would. Oh, didn't know. Should have called you last week. So, I'm not sure what we're gonna do with them. She did say, though, that there was, the Green Bay Public Library has some kind of a deal, and I don't know, they work out of there or something. It's not really the library that does it, but they must kind of help coordinate it or something. But anyway, they would come pick up your books, and if they sell, you get a portion of it. And she said, but, with all this tension between Brown County and Green Bay,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
suggest
think
we
can-
stay away from that.
That's what I thought too. I thought, well, that sounds really good. Well, we're not gonna do it. We won't be able to do that. But I thought, I don't have to tell her that. So she told me all about that. But, and, let's see now, did you contact, Kim at all?
I forgot all about it until I read the minutes.
Okay, well, I'll just put it in my pile to bring next month. And, there was something else. Yes, and I forgot to put this in the notes, and I had it, I should have been in there, but, they wanna, get our schedule, what close days we have for the next calendar year, every time this year, and then they set up the hours and the computers and all this stuff, the owls, but, so, usually, we're, okay, starting January 1, we're usually close the 1st, and then to March, April, Easter is on the 12th, so we're usually close that Saturday, the 11th. And then, for weekends, we usually close for Memorial Day weekend, Saturday, and then from that Saturday closed until after the Labor Day Saturday. And then we're closed usually, Memorial Day on that Monday. And then July, the 4th hits on a Saturday, so I figure we'd probably be closed Friday, is that what would be logical? Okay.
Probably what most.
Mhm.
And we're closed Saturday anyway, so, I figured that day, and then, okay, August, September would be the 7th, which would be Labor Day, and then after Labor Day, we'd start up on the weekends then. October and November, we're usually closed Thanksgiving Day and Friday, and then open Saturday. Now, the only question I had now with December 25th is Christmas. Now, we're usually closed Christmas Eve, and we usually close that weekend, so is it okay to be closed the 24th, 25th, and 26th?
4 days in a week to be on.
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Follow past practice, I would think.
I would think it'd be okay, just for one thing, when kids get their toys at Christmas, they don't wanna come to the library, but you know, there might be a few adults that might come, but usually the day after Christmas, you're kinda recuperating from Christmas, so I would.
Shopping.
Yeah, or shopping, one or the
I
other.
could be traveling to do that.
So we could be closed the 26th to then, 24th, 25th, 26th. Okay, and then,
You close all day on the 24th?
we have. Yeah.
I think we followed whatever we did the year before last year.
Because that's what we have been doing, and then we have been close, and then the next one day off would be, the pattern, December 31st and the day before New Year's, we usually do that off. So, the
So then,
31st.
that, you're not looking to close that second Saturday also?
Well, it's not on this calendar, but I thought we probably should talk about that. Usually we're closed that weekend, but when it's closed like this, and it's several in a row, so I
Right.
didn't know what we would wanna do. So, we don't have to commit now, but we probably should talk about it now, because, you know, before that time comes, we'll wanna advertise, you know,
Right.
before.
New Year's is New Year's Eve falls on.
The eve is on Thursday, so
So
we
we
usually
close
close
Thursday,
Thursday
Friday.
and Friday, then the 1st. And then, would we be closed that weekend,
I would think open on that Saturday.
or on that Saturday? Is that what everybody else thinks, or?
I know what I would think, I mean, you close the week before on Saturdays, and then,
Do two
otherwise it's
Saturdays in a
Saturdays in
row.
a row, and it's 6 days off, and then
Okay.
4th one.
So I'm just gonna put a little note open, more for me than for her. Open, and then of course the 1st will be closed next year. Yeah, 'cause like this year, it falls on Wednesday and Thursday, so it's kind of, you know,
Mhm.
it
Yep.
just a little odder. Okay, so is that okay? I can send that in then? Okay, okay. Okay, and I think, I'll just pass this down for correspondence. You just want it when the time comes, it's not time yet, but that's the correspondence, the master gardeners. And then, let's see here, I think that was all of them.
Yours, we can move on to the bills.
Okay, and now I added I added 3 actually. The bill for Tri-City Glass for that door replacement in the young adult was $998. So I added that, and that would go out of the building maintenance. And then, replacing the number 2 computer up there, the public computer, and that was $807.74. And then the third one, I'll wait till
What was Tri-City Glass, 998?
998, yeah.
Oh,
Tri-City.
even.
Mhm.
For the weeding.
For the.
Didn't you have an item for the weeding?
Yeah, yep, that was the third one. Cindy Danke for weeding the landscape, she had, 11 hours at $10 an hour, so it was $110. And Frank told me to take it out of petty cash, so then, I just have it in an envelope up there and I called her today, but I wanted to get it in here if I could. So I added those 3 bills.
I guess we had a lot of weeds.
Oh, yeah, and she did a nice job, too.
Mhm.
It looked nice for the
And
while
Until
afterwards,
they come
move.
back again.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Yes, I thought so too, and so, anyway, so that's that. Any question about any of the bills or anything? That wireless Marac access point, we might get some money back on that through a grant, but we have to pay it upfront, and I'm not sure if we, if we'll get anything back or not, but we have to pay it upfront either way, so.
I
And,
got two of these.
oh, you did? Oh,
Yeah, that
I was,
is-
I was probably short and I probably had to make another copy because I didn't know where it went. Okay.
She's just gonna make a note here that the year.
Oh,
of
it's,
the last switch again.
oh.
Not that,
That
I mean, we
probably
can't
is
figure it out
yeah.
today, but if we pull
Okay.
this out a few years from now, you might wonder.
Both those, okay. Let's see if I can get that. Thank you. Pretty soon I'll have to change it again, so I may as well figure it out, right?
Where were
Okay.
you? After 2013, I'm in second.
So if anybody has any questions on the bills, I would take a motion.
Motion to approve bills.
Second.
All right, motion made and seconded to approve bills and pending items, all in favor?
Aye.
Was that Black and Radke?
Yeah.
Okay, and then, now when I put the Indian up and the two poster things in there, frame things, we did have that big poster for the book, Weyauwega book. Do one of you guys want that? Or do you think we should keep it at the library? Or that big poster on cardboard?
Is there someplace to put it?
Well,
In the
probably
archive
end up-
closet.
Yeah, in the archive closet or
The
down
archive
here.
Everybody has one.
So, yeah, so I thought
Oh, I can go there for now.
to go to the AV closet, okay.
Would you mind, sending them a thank you when you tell them what you're gonna use the money for?
Right,
'Cause
right.
they seem to wanna know that.
Yes,
By
yes.
December 20th.
Mhm, that sounds good.
Oh, sorry.
Now, what I need to contact him about is if Arcadia sends him the royalties directly,
Yeah.
and we just need,
And whether what we got is all ours or whether we
Yeah,
have.
does it say anything for programming
you know,
or?
it's right, we got it.
Project?
Oh, okay,
No.
To support the project related to horticulture.
all these notes here. Okay, we received a royalty check for $138.92, but that was back in, when was that? Was that July 20, no, that's something else. Should be a date here somewhere. That's the book release
See, this
date.
is the second deposit we have gotten from them, automatically deposited to our account. And the first time we got it, I do not remember cutting him a check
So it's probably.
from that amount,
Okay.
only from what we had sold.
Yes, that's what
Yeah.
we get for what we sell. So it's, yeah, just ask about the direct deposits that they send us for the royalty. If he
If
gets
he's getting his
separate
own,
Or, if- so anyway, there's $100 here from the Master Gardeners, so. And, Faye Wilson dropped it off. And that, I suppose, will go to you. Do you just want it now?
I don't remember if, does that get deposited in ours, or do you deposit that?
And then unless we're short on funds.
Okay.
Or, you know,
Yeah.
but usually I give it to you and then just take it out of the account.
So that was correspondence.
And what was the date that's on that check? Oops, 11/13.
Yes. This came from,
Oh, from
was
this
part of the
thing.
envelope,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was in this thing. That I was contacted the library, I guess, and really she gave it to us.
So was it December 20th? Is that the date they wanted to hear from you?
for.
What's the money will be used for?
Oh, I didn't see a date.
December
Yes,
20th.
December
Okay,
20th.
that's what I had written down, but I thought I better check.
I didn't read that.
Oh, so they want it deposited by then too, then?
Yes.
Before December 20th.
So it clears before the end of the year.
Oh, sure.
So,
And that's in our library, our own account.
Mhm.
I
Okay.
didn't know.
Well, they're both library accounts.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, going to committee reports?
I got a list of things, I was trying to think of things that, they still haven't cleaned the leaves in the rain gutters as far as I know, but they were gonna wait till a little later, but now that it's got this cold, you know, I don't even know if the leaves are off now, have you noticed that the tree in the back is
I don't
leafless?
know.
But now that it's got this cold, I would think
They
it
won't
was
be
so.
able to clean them now, they're all frozen, for right now.
Maybe, maybe Sunday.
By
Yeah,
Sunday,
Sunday's gonna
in
rain.
all the rain.
So I don't know if I should send them an email, just inquiring if that's still on their list.
I guess
or-
it wouldn't hurt, just if, you know, acknowledge that it's cold, but if
Just
it
question.
warms up, if they would still have a chance
Yeah.
to go through the gutters a little, just clean them out. It shouldn't take them long.
And then no, they've gotta do front and back, because the back gets so bad, but the front is where it's already still, I mean, it's overflow, that hasn't been cleaned up, so it's already going over the side and the front. And Frank was by one day last week, and he was gonna try to, in the front, that downspout, and then it has this big long
Yep.
extension, and it's been stuck. He was gonna try to replace that, but now that he didn't get it done, and he's gone for a month, does that need to be done before, I mean, he probably won't be able to do it, cause it'll be frozen, but snow and foot high in another month. So I don't know,
Does a new piece have to be gotten, or?
well, he said he was gonna try to get one, and if he couldn't get a brown one, he said that I have one that's white, I'll just put on there, but he evidently didn't get to it, so, he said he wanted a brown one to match, but, you know, he was gonna do the other for temporary solution till next year, whenever he would get a brown one, so, but I think it does need to be done, so whether we ask the city if they'll do that, or.
I was just gonna say, dare we ask the city?
Yeah, I do. I don't know. So,
I will look at it and see if it's just a length that you can get brown at State Farm or something.
Yeah, we
You know.
have some sections of it.
Right.
I think that's what he was planning on doing, but I
Right.
think he just,
I'll
there was
have to
too
see
much
which
last minute
connection
stuff.
it is, if it's the
Yeah, I think the
male
curve
or
is
the
okay.
female, or however that works.
Oh,
when
that's
it
right,
hooks
yeah,
up.
okay. Okay, so, I'm gonna check on this. And the cable for the rain gutter, we already talked about that, the furnace we already talked about, the brickwork we already talked about, and it was Jeff Burns, is his name. He looked at it today and he's gonna give us an estimate. That's all. I had Friday yesterday, what was it,
Yeah, I don't know that he would be able to match it, cause he matched churches for him and stuff.
Good. Okay, and they came by and they shoveled this morning, and they did one other morning last week when it snowed, so.
Yeah, it's accumulated front of the door, I think, because of the
Yeah.
With the cold.
Oh, okay. Huh. And I was gonna get the de-ice out today, and I forgot, but now that we're talking about it, I gotta go check that. Well, we have ice.
Any old business, or any other committee reports, I should say? Guys, you know? I have it out.
Well, you've had other concerns.
We'll get there.
You could probably dump it back to me and I have more time.
Well,
to do it.
basically, we just take a look at it. I really don't think they're gonna change a lot.
Not much, no. There was some redundancy there, I think.
Yeah. No old business? Any new business?
I move we adjourn.
Okay.
I'll second.